This is Jim Cameron's. Doesn't look much like a submarine.
Yeah, like a vessel, more like a big vertical thing. He went down vertically as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's less drag if you're going down this way than if you go down.
Yeah.
You could go faster.
Okay.
That we used over a 5-year expedition. See, how could you not love a face like that?
Yeah. they're so cute. Yeah.
They are just beautiful. And they might look all alike to us, but they're all different. Everyone has its own face. Scuba did not exist until the 40s, the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, it's so young. I saw in the documentary that you were one of the first.
Building submarines to go deep in the sea seems logical.
Yeah. And is there? You think there's like right now a limit because of the pressure?
No, you can go to the deepest part of the ocean with technologies that have been developed. The first time was in 1960. When 2 people went to the deepest part of the ocean. And for 52 years, they were the only two. And then James Cameron, by himself, one person went to the deepest part. That was 3 people. And then starting in 2019, there was actually a businessman who commissioned the design of a 2-person sub to go to full ocean depth. He went by himself, so he became the second person to go to the deepest part of the ocean. I need 4 people. But then he started taking others. And so now it's more than a dozen individuals who've gone to the deepest part of the ocean.
Would that interest you as well?
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
but not just, I've gone to the deepest place. It's, you want to know who lives there, and can we get some idea of its nature? It's not an adventure. An adventure means climbing a mountain, planting a flag, and beating your chest and saying, woohoo! And I have 0 interest in that. What interests me is trying to understand the nature of a place.
Would it be okay for you to like take living samples from down there?
Very selective, not bulldozing.
Because I guess you'd have to make sure that like the pressure and stuff also stays the same when you bring it up, right? Because if they live in that environment,
If possible, to be able to do that. In the past, it hasn't been possible. How do you do it? You have to figure that out and develop a method that maintains temperature, pressure. But even that is still artificial, because in the deep sea, there's, it's like this room, there's a flow. If you put us in a box, we would just capture the air around us, but we would not be benefiting from the flow of air. If you capture something from the deep sea and put it in a box, you might keep the temperature the same, and you might keep the pressure the same, but by its very existence in that box, it would be changing the nature of what it is. So the best way to really explore is to take yourself down there, use the ocean as the laboratory, and figure out how to make your measurements, your observations, where things are not being disturbed. Even that's difficult, because if you bring lights, that changes things. It's one of those conundrums. Do the best you can.
okay.
Excuse me.
Miss Fish.
Oh,
So we'll take it home and put it in the big tank.
big tank, you think?
Well, probably the small tank. It's also a big tank.
What is it?
He's a Chinese algae eater.
This is a rescue. Rescue animals come to her like Velcro.
Yes, they do.
They stick to you. Everybody.
He's like a little remora.
So
All
they
right.
just walked in with this rescue fish?
Yeah.
Here, Liz, do something about it.
So what else is new?
Sometimes it's a dog, sometimes it's a cat,
Oh, really?
sometimes it's a
Oh,
bird.
it's
She's
That's so great. Children, right?
Three.
Three? Have they all gone down like scientific pathways or?
well, they're all, I think, sensitive to nature. That they well, you see, Liz is the CEO of the submarine company. She's not an engineer. I'm not an engineer, but working with engineers and learning how, again, to solve the problems. How do we overcome what we do not naturally have to be able to go deep and to be able to develop cameras, manipulators, the manipulator systems that I'll show you, we won't here, were developed here by engineers to make it possible, either while you're sitting in a submarine operating controls that control the arm, or you're on the surface on a boat controlling the arm on a remotely operated system.
Yeah.
We're still in the baby stages, the early stages of effectively working in the ocean. What you can do as a diver, it's really hard to do when you get below 100 feet or so. 50 meters is about the max.
Yeah.
Where we can go deeper, but it gets harder because you breathe exotic mixes of gases. And the great thing about little submarines is that anybody can do it. A 10-year-old or anybody of any age. If you can get into a car, you can get into a submarine. So, see, this is a remotely operated system.
Yep.
With the manipulator arm is like, and cameras, instead of your eyes, you take pictures of the camera, lights.
It also has, okay, there's the motor.
Wait, the
And is that a battery powered or?
battery.
Okay.
No, this has a cable that goes, where's the cable? The boat goes all the way up to the surface and powers these thrusters, and you operate it from the surface. So there are systems that are battery powered, autonomous, and certainly the submarines are autonomous with battery power.
Yeah.
It's just a Let's come over here.